Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Savannah J. Goins, author of The Withinian, and today I'm going to talk about rebranding. So what is rebranding? And first of all, what is branding or a brand? So your brand is who you are and what it is that you produce, what it is that you give to the community, either in products or services, and also the quality at which you produce these things. You know, there's like the Walmart quality of bookshelves versus the IKEA quality of bookshelves. Walmart is more affordable, but these shelves that I bought at Walmart are probably going to fall apart if I ever try to move them. So those are two different brands that serve two different sets of people. Kind of Walmart serves people who can more easily afford things that are less expensive, and IKEA serves people that maybe have a little more money or at least want to spend their money on more expensive furniture versus something else they might rather spend their money on. So as authors and writers, we also have our own brands. Usually that kind of goes by our name or sometimes a special username that may not actually be our actual name. And sometimes you start out with a certain brand, and as you grow in the community and you learn things, you realize that the brand you started with is not actually the brand that is really who you are and what you want to stick with forever. And that could be that you start out serving a certain set of people, and you kind of are moving more away from that and into something else. So you need to rebrand because, you know, the name, the fantasy scribe doesn't fit anymore because you're serving science fiction people more so, or something like that as an example. So it just totally is something that just you may need to change as you go along. This is actually something that happens fairly often. It's not just something that people who are starting out do. Mark Dawson, who is a really big person in self-publishing, he actually recently just became a millionaire. He hit $1 million in sales for the year. One of the first indie publishers to do that, and he actually rebranded his podcast after that from the self-publishing formula to the self-publishing show because they're going a little more in depth into things that have to do with self-publishing but happen after self-publishing more than just the process of self-publishing. So because the information they're sharing and the people they're trying to reach have changed a little bit, they have also rebranded. So while it would not be good to be like rebranding all the time, it'd be confusing to your audience and a giant mess for you. If you need to rebrand, you know, once or twice as you and your business are growing, that's okay. Mark Dawson did it, so it's okay for you to do it too. So I actually rebranded recently. I kind of started out as my very first Instagram name was The Gwythinian because that was a name of a kind of character that I made up. I didn't know that was going to be the title of my first book, and I thought that it was a cool word because I made it up. So that was my first Instagram name and kind of who I was in the beginning in the writing community. And then as I was brave enough to call myself an author, I was author Savannah Goins, and I was that for a couple of years. And because author Savannah Goins is a really long name, it doesn't fit everywhere. So even though nobody else had claimed it on Twitter and Pinterest, it was too long to fit in either of those places. So there I was author Savannah G. And on Facebook, in order to tell the difference between my regular profile and my page, which it wouldn't show me a picture as I was trying to post in one or the other, I put Savannah J. Goins in my author on my author page just so I could tell the difference between which one I was posting in, because on my regular Facebook I'm just Savannah Goins. So I had like 3 different names out there, and it was a little bit of a mess. And I'll flash a picture on the screen of my original business card, and you can see there's each of those graphics with the different social media icon on them, and then almost each of them has a different username with them. And that's just really messy, and that's harder for people to keep track of and to find you. And you want to be super easy to find. You want people to be able to find you easily. So for consistency and for the ease of being found by as many people as possible with as little hassle to them as possible, you want to just have one name, if at all possible, that can be used everywhere. My website was also Savannah Goins Books, which was an additional set of words, an additional version of my name, an additional name of my brand, and that was too many things going on. So I recently rebranded. All of my social media is just Savannah J. Goins. That all fits everywhere. Nobody else had claimed it. And my website is savannahjgoins.com. So now it's much more professional, much more clean. If I have new business cards designed by the time this video goes out, I will throw those up on the screen for you. If not, here's a picture of my media kit just showing you the social media icons listed in a horizontal line instead of a vertical line with just the one at Savannah J. Goins. So it's much cleaner, takes less space, and basically if anybody wants to find me, they can just type in any social media / Savannah J. Goins, or they can type in savannahjgoins.com. So it's only one thing to remember. And also, if you're wondering why I took author out of my name, part of it was because it was too long to fit in all the places. But also, if you look at my Instagram, you should be able to tell that I'm an author. And if you look at some of the more, some of the more famous authors, a lot of them don't have the name writer or author in their name. Some of them do, but a lot of them don't. And so in order to emulate those people that have really made a name for themselves in that area, and in order to just fit my whole long name more easily, I took author out of my name. So that's something that you can decide to do if you want to, but not something that you have to do. So, if you decide to rebrand, make sure that you update all of the links in all the places as quickly as possible. If you're able to rebrand before you publish your first book, that is great, and then it'll make it easier for you to not have to be fixing a whole bunch of links in the backs of those later. But if you've already got a book out, that's okay. I rebranded after The Gwythynian came out, and I'm going to be updating all of the links in the Kindle and also in the back of the file for future print books to be made, so that people can easily find me. Right now, because I haven't updated this in the Kindle yet, if you were to click on the link to my social media, it would say that that is not available. So hopefully by the time this video comes out, I will have fixed that, because that's not professional and I don't want to be difficult to find that way. If someone liked my book and wants to follow me on Instagram, I want to be right there for them to follow me. So I had updated, I thought, in all the places other than the book, but I actually had not updated the links on my YouTube profile. So recently someone asked me a question about Ingram Spark versus Amazon KDP, and I sent them to my video, and she wanted to try to follow me on Instagram from there and from YouTube, and she pointed out to me that it didn't go anywhere. So thankfully she brought that to my attention, and I fixed all of those, and I'm really glad that I was able to fix that. But if I had not fixed that, I would have missed out on a whole lot more potential followers, and I also don't know how many I might have missed on between now and then, and it also just makes me look unprofessional and like I didn't think of everything, and that's just not ideal and not what I want to be projecting to people. So, if you are not sure yet whether or not you should rebrand, don't do it if you're not sure about it. Don't be afraid of doing it, but if you're kind of not sure about it, don't change and then change back. Just wait until you're sure that you should change. And if you decide to do that, or if you're not sure whether or not you're going to do that and you need to order business cards, don't order like 5,000 of them. When I knew several months ago I was out of business cards, I needed to order more. I knew that I was going to be rebranding, so I only ordered 100, and I ran out of those just recently. So it's perfect time for me to get some more with all of the correct information on it. So there is everything I have to tell you guys about rebranding. If you have any questions, please ask in the comments below. If there's something else you'd like to see me do a video on, also let me know in the comments or shoot me an email. And if you found this video helpful, please give me a thumbs up to support my channel. And in order to see more of my author life videos and tips for writing and publishing, please hit the subscribe button. And if you'd like to be notified as soon as I post, you can hit the bell icon. And I will see you guys next week. Until then, have fun making words happen. Bye.